Chapter by chapter summaries of Crisis Generation Divide. Chapter 1. Congratulations, we're dead. Dom and Prince are ensconced in a simulation to shut down the Q-slip. They're a star team when it comes to operating the engine, and this is an emergency shutdown sim, harder than they've ever had to do before, and Prince is in charge. As the sim gets down to the business end, it becomes clear that the boys are arguing about something, and Prince isn't listening to suggestions. With only seconds to go, Dom suggests drastic action that Prince dismisses out of hand. Rather than stick up for himself, Dom resigns himself to failure, and the ship is destroyed. Congratulations, teams, we're dead, says Mr. Merritt, their instructor. Dom tries to explain that they could have done differently, but Mr. Merritt dismisses him too, lecturing about the mission instead. Prince stalks away. See you in dead languages. Dom leaves with Miriam and Jeff, who are usually pretty comfortable, but for some reason Miriam is on edge today. She says she's going to one of Lorette's optional regression seminars. Dom and Jeff both refuse to go, and Dom discovers Jeff isn't a regressionist. He invites him to come and hang out at the Pointer, and Jeff agrees. Dom's heart skips, which he forces himself to ignore. That's when Alistair Costigan, the captain, comes through on Dom's link and asks him to come to the command deck straight away. Dom gulps. This is probably about his awful sim results. Jeff smiles sheepishly and says he'll meet him at the Pointer later. Chapter 2. Transmission. As Dom makes his way towards the command deck, he is joined by Jen, his best friend. She walks with him, consoling him about the result in his simulation and apologizing for Prince, her boyfriend. She isn't sure what's gotten into him lately. Dom shakes his head and says he can't believe she's going out with him. She laughs it off. You know what he's really like, she says. You do get it even if you pretend you don't. Dom shakes his head and tries to insist he knows Prince better than she does. He's changed, he's getting zealous. Just be careful with him, he warns, and Jen rolls her eyes. She waves goodbye to him at the command deck and leaves for the Pointer. Dom meets his father, who looks a little flustered, and the mood is very icy. His mother, Lorette, is there too. She declares she has to go to her seminar. I assume you aren't coming, Dom, she asks. He shakes his head, and she disappears. The captain whisks Dom away and they have a private chat. Dom begins to apologize for his simulation results, but the captain isn't interested. The short version is they've had a transmission come in, not from their destination but from somewhere else. They aren't sure where, but the point is there's going to be a ship-wide meeting shortly where all the adults will be at one end of the ship and all the underage crew at the other. Dom will be in charge of looking after those underage crew as well as Prince. Dom gulps. He hates being in charge of large groups of people. He'll need help from his friends, and even then he isn't happy. And even then, he will be happy to let them run the show. Is this anything to worry about, Dom asks. The captain folds his arms. I don't know. Dom meets up with his closest friends, those that share his non-regressionist views, at the Pointer, a sculpture based on a topside window that during the daylight hours keeps track of the planet they're headed for across the sky. There waits his best friend Jen, and he catches up with Lacey and Wanda Gable, as well as Laura Meriton and Jeff's sister Emily Sturovic. There today is also Jeff, sticking close with his sister. After some playful banter about killing them all, Dom explains about the transmission and how he has to keep an eye on everyone, something that he needs their help with. He hates being responsible for people's lives. They all agree to help him keep an eye on the underage population. Good, he says, meet me at Frida's rooms after Dead Languages. That's it.